think their Starlord is cheating.
You think their Starlord is cheating?
100% super obvious. It's not cheating. Never miss it.
Starlord, calm down, a cheat, man.
I want to take a quick second and say thank you for all of the overwhelming support you've all displayed. It means a shit ton more than I can actually explain. I wanted to make a series showing my journey trying each monitor, mouse, mousepad, skates, and Sens I've tried before landing in the spot that I currently am. As mentioned before, I was a newborn deer when I first started with little to no guidance on what to do. I was that guy who thought that a Samsung 60Hz TV was good enough for gaming. I ended my addiction to copium and I was ready to try something new. The first gaming monitor I purchased was the MSI Mag 27 CQ, a 144Hz 27-inch monitor at 1440p. The difference between 60 and 144Hz was insane. At that moment, I realized that I had been living as a Neanderthal in the 21st century. Although the Mag 27 CQ is a phenomenal starting monitor for the price, I wasn't satisfied and I was always searching for the next best thing. Because of my frustrating inability to be satisfied, in order I have played on the Samsung Odyssey G6, BenQ's XL 2540K monitor, the Asus ROG Swift PG259QN, and the PG248QP, before finally landing on the Asus ROG Swift PG27A QDP 480Hz 1440p OLED monitor. My main personal takeaways from playing on a variety of monitors are that 144Hz is a major improvement from 60Hz if you're on a budget, but there is still a noticeable difference in frame rate from 144 to 240Hz, with 240Hz being enough to maintain a competitive edge, and anything more than 240 is a luxury. 31-inch displays are too wide. Anything more than 1080p is again a luxury, with 1080p still being a high-quality resolution. TN panels have color inaccuracies, which has caused me to lose my crosshair and enemy outlines in the background environments. OLED panels produce crystal clear images that allow me to quickly recognize enemies in my peripheral visions or during fast team fights or sequences. I've been on Asus's OLED monitor for about 4 months now, and let me take the time to glitch the shit out of this thing of beauty. Optimum did a great in-depth review of the monitor, which I'll leave a link below, but I'll also put in my 2 cents. Because it is a 480Hz 1440p monitor, I consider this a luxury monitor and in no way a requirement to be S tier in the competitive leaderboard. Sustaining a frame rate of 480 is very difficult in many games, especially Marvel Rivals, but achievable in other games such as Counter-Strike, Valorant, and Overwatch depending on your PC specs. There are other versions that Asus has produced which have lower refresh rates which may be more suitable for you. The OLED panel brings lifelike images which emulates the feeling of looking through a glass window, and the colors are clear and vibrant. I can't say that this is my endgame monitor because I don't know what technology will be available in the next 5 years. But what I can say with confidence is that this monitor is my ride or die until the next big advancement of technology appears. Sensitivities are one of those things where it's like a fingerprint. Everyone's is different, so don't copy mine. But I'll explain how I got to the Sens that I am using today. When I was new, I had no idea what Sens I would need, and with a bit of investigative work, I stumbled upon a video which helped me find and calculate a Sens for me, which I'll provide a link below. It requires a bit of math and time, but it's completely worth it to find a starting point. When I first used it, it gave me a Sens of 800 by 8.52 for Overwatch, which was perfect for the mouse that I was using at the time. As time went on, the craze of developing lighter and lighter mice intensified, and I had to adjust my Sens to accommodate. Over the years, there were inconsistencies in my aim, which led me to gradually change my Sens until I found the one that was suited for me. At 800 by 4.77 for Overwatch and 800 by 1.56 on Rivals for most hit scans, I am able to maintain micro tracking at long range and still perform macro adjustments quickly. And I also play at 800 by 2.14 for fast, close to mid-range characters such as Psylocke and Starlord. Over the course of my journey, I've managed to take note of the things that have helped me the most when finding my Sens. When just starting a session, I found that my first 2 to 3 games are my poorest performances in regards to aim. Give it time and do not change your Sens immediately. If you find yourself consistently over or under flicking, make slight adjustments to your Sens accordingly. Less Sens for over flicking and more Sens for under flicking. Use sensitivity converters, which I'll provide a link below, to match your Overwatch, Valorant, or other games to Rivals. From my experience, 800 versus 1600 DPI DPI is based off of preference. The data technically shows that there is a slightly less input lag with 1600 DPI, but it is an incredibly minuscule difference. 1000 Hz polling rates on mice is still the gold standard and safest when some games do not support higher polling rates. Polling rates such as 4K or 8K may cause you to lose in-game performance due to an increased CPU load. If you have a low-tier PC build, I suggest to leave it on 1000, but to satisfy my OCD without taking a major CPU performance hit, I use 2000. Most games use a field of view of 103, but Rivals uses 90. Give it time to adjust to the different field of view before making any drastic changes. As mentioned in my previous video, it is incredibly important to not death grip your mouse. All of my micro tracking comes from my fingertips and is near impossible to micro track if all of my hand muscles are contracted. I barely press into my mouse pad. It's as if my mouse is gently floating on top. The extra pressure causes the mouse to have added static friction, which scuffs micro adjustments. Take the time to utilize quick plays and force yourself to focus on relaxing your grip and working on your weak points. I think that one of the most important things to remember is to try and not replicate pro players' senses, but to find your own. Be unique and build your own brand. It takes time and patience, but with determination and practice, anyone is capable of becoming the next big thing.